Podcasting started probably, 20-ish years ago, and the first podcast is largely a tribute to Boston's own Christopher Lydon. There were some tech people who played around with his show, which was on WBOR at that time. It was a national show as well, and created the beginning of the podcasting platform. It has grown enormously, obviously, over the last 15 years or so. I would say at the beginning, there were a lot of kind of audio nerds, audio producers producing really good state-of-the-art documentary style podcasts. Um, and then Serial came along, which was the game changer that made that. It was so popular that it introduced a lot of people to podcasting and to that platform. And podcasting just grew like crazy. Like no one really knows. Do we have over 2 million podcasts? Probably. But the truth is that even though there might be over 2 million podcasts, that people could identify, what happens is once people start podcasting, because everybody wants a podcast, um, they begin to realize very quickly how hard it is to produce, how expensive it is to produce, and how difficult it is to gain an audience. So people tend to, many of those podcasts, it's hard to estimate how many, but a good percentage of them stop after 4 or 5 episodes because people just can't continue. It's time consuming and expensive. And if you can't build audience, then it's very hard to pay for it. So just very briefly, the economics are such that if you want to produce a very good narrative, nonfiction, documentary style podcast like Serial or This American Life or S Town, um, it's extremely expensive. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, some of the podcasts that we produced at WBUR were $400,000, and we had in-kind services, obviously, with studios and engineers. Um, so what we've seen is the rapid growth of interview podcasts. Person X just sits down, interviews a friend, interviews a subject, records it, puts it out there. Um, so some of those have worked with really high profile people. If you're Ezra Klein, who I think is brilliant and does just an interview podcast, he has the New York Times behind him. It's produced at the New York Times, so he has all the marketing efforts of the New York Times behind him. So that issue of discoverability is minimized because it's part of the New York Times um, catalog of podcasts, and there's significant marketing dollars behind it. If you're just Joe Schmo and you want to start a podcast because you think you're interesting or you want to talk about the Boston Celtics, um, you could go ahead and do that. But how are you going to develop an audience for that? Unless you have a very significant marketing budget or you have the institutional backing of a New York Times or a NPR or a Wondery or some big podcast producers, it's very hard. And so people quickly discover they can't develop audiences. There's so much competition for people's ears um, that to find your niche is extremely challenging. Um, the way that podcasting is funded, even in public radio, where we, as you know, we don't do ads or commercials, but in the podcasting space, public radio does ads or commercials. So we did have advertising dollars helping with some of our podcasts, but it was a struggle, to be quite honest. We didn't do as well. Even podcasts, we did Modern Love, which was done in conjunction with the New York Times, and we had huge, huge audiences for it. And we still had difficulty getting the kind of um, advertising dollars that we needed. So it's a real challenge.